Before we start this episode, this podcast is sponsored by Phoenix Freshest. All your vintage needs, from hats to beanies to pullovers to windbreakers to vintage shirts to sneakers, as well as refurbishing if you got any old shoes or you got any old hats. He also provides those services as well, Phoenix Freshest. Check them out. This podcast is also sponsored by Emperor Supply Co. If you're looking for a premium pomade, they got you. If you're looking for some beard oil, they got you. They also got merch, so go check them out. They're all out of the IE, where I'm from. Men, get right. Go check out their page. Ladies, get your men right. Go check out the page, Emperor Supply Co. Enjoy the episode. All right, so one more thing before we continue. Our sponsor, Phoenix Freshest, is throwing another banger, another shop and sip this week on Friday, November 12th, 2021. Put it on your calendars. Don't miss it, and I'll see you guys there.
Normally, I'm asleep right now, so...
Like, yep, so we started.
What was the one that we said we wanted to talk about?
The Lord.
God? Okay, we could.
Well, not right now.
I
Let's
really
talk about sex and stuff like that.
I bought the Richie for a quarter, but I sold it for a nickel.
That's cute.
When I start stressing, I get bored, might spend $1 million, that shit tickle. Only $3 million, so.
Just water it down. Just wash it down with some
I was in wrong stuff. I'm like, where the fuck am I washing?
Yeah, you probably could with those long ass McGregor arms.
That's right, bitch.
Better be able
Don't
to fight.
forget.
Better learn how to fight.
I saw Mars take you.
Whatever. Don't make me jump all of you guys.
Let's go.
That's funny. You want to check your mic?
Is it recording already?
This is. I cut this out. We're just like.
Let's not lie. You don't really cut this out.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You get triggered on ASMR?
Like, why? Why do people like
Because people get horny off of it. Let them have their king. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Welcome to another episode of Daniel's Best Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Vega, aka Robberryy, aka Dad. Before we continue, can you guys please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends? We'd all really appreciate it. Back to the show. We got an interesting group here. We got returners. We got Bryttani. We got Mars. Everyone say hi.
Hi.
And then we got a first timer in here. We got Lexi.
Hey guys.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm chilling.
Chilling? That's right. Want to check that one more time?
Hello.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say it feels weird to sit on this side. No, because, so I've sat on this side before with an episode with you. We were talking about it, and I lost the episode. But
great episode, by the way.
It was amazing. We were talking about like shrooms, and we were talking about Sex Addicts Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. We were talking about our, we got into it, and I lost
real
it.
deep shit.
Yeah,
but you know what? I treasure that memory.
Yeah, definitely, same. And
yes, it is in my heart.
It's crazy how we both remembered that. I can't believe you remember that episode, though. Hell yeah. But yeah, so I'm on this side now. We switched up a little bit just cause why not? Fuck it, spare the moment episode. But originally today we were gonna have a guest on, specifically like we had it scheduled for this guy, and he asked me to be on, and then no call, no show. So we proceeded with the night. We watched the Fury and Wilder fight. That was pretty lit. They were pretty crazy all the way to the 11th round, and Fury took it.
Good fight.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the fight?
I don't want to talk about that.
Not watch it.
Well, I'm just doing an intro.
I was thinking about other things.
We'll be talking about clits. We'll talk about clits in like 5 minutes. Can we just get the intro in?
Rob.
He said, I don't want 5 minutes.
I want it now. Literally.
Let's relate.
So, and then we watched some other random fight, and then I said if they wanted to jump on for a podcast, they said yes. Because, we didn't do it. And I thought it would be tight because I feel like I haven't had an episode with you. Or you together, right? Not yet?
Yeah, we haven't.
I think this is the first episode together.
This is our first episode
we did
together.
No, because you did one with Natalie.
Oh, we did
Oh,
one
yeah.
with Feener.
Oh, yeah,
I feel
recently.
like that was different.
like a review.
we didn't really
This
you
is our
couldn't see
first
us
episode,
interact.
though.
Right. Okay, got it.
I agree. It's our first episode.
Yeah.
Lexi, have you ever been on a podcast before?
No.
Never? Is the
My
first one?
first time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you-
Exciting.
And then it was funny because we were prior on a like whole different day we were talking about what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And I forgot what it was, and you reminded me that it was about the Lord.
Period.
And but we all understand that it's past 9 p.m. on a Saturday.
So we're not talking about the Lord, okay?
Definitely not.
It's
Definitely
big
not.
head hours right now. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lex. Maybe tomorrow morning. Okay? Try again.
She can keep up. But yeah, so we here, and yeah, and I feel like we were just gonna free ball it just because we're a little bit drunk.
Mm-hmm.
It's late. It's
I
like
feel
11.
Like there's just unexpected shit.
It
the
goes the
best.
sickest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Dead ass.
Because it's just
natural, raw, like
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I agree.
how
This
we
is what it
normally
is.
have conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
filter.
Facts.
Yeah, not that we really have one anyways, but you know.
Yeah. How's whose dating life should we start with? Lexi, let's do it. You're the newcomer. You got to pick up the slack.
Well, I have niggas, excuse my language, and I don't mean that in like a cocky way.
Right.
But we all have
No,
our
talk
little
your shit.
Yeah.
we all have our little side pieces.
Okay.
And I mean, it goes good, I guess. It just
Right.
depends on how you handle it.
Got it.
What you will like tolerate and what you won't tolerate.
Right.
What you're feeling, who you're feeling,
Yeah.
just stuff like that.
So one thing that I've been running into with people lately is that they're single, right?
Yeah.
But not by choice. I feel like that's a lot of people. Is that you or no? I'm curious. I'm just asking a question.
By choice, yes.
Okay.
And I have reasons for that. I just feel like I'm not comfortable with myself.
Right.
Internally and externally to get into a relationship.
So you're being responsible and working on yourself first type of thing?
Yeah.
Got it.
Because I don't feel
yeah.
like you can go into a relationship if you're not comfortable with yourself. Like
Right,
in
right.
all aspects, honestly.
Yeah.
And
You're
I
right.
feel like a lot of people rush into relationships.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
that's just not it.
One thing too that some things like when I see, I'm not knocking anyone who has like a high school sweetheart or anything, but one thing
Yeah.
that I trip out on is like they have like that whole family unit already and like they got kids, and I'm just like do you guys think that they sacrifice a part of like who they could have been because
Yeah.
of the family early on?
Yeah, I think that they miss out on a part of them that they'll never know. Like there's so much, you grow so much in like your 20s, your 30s, and yeah, you can always do that with someone, but it's just like you don't get to learn yourself and go through your own healings and
Right.
just your
Right.
own things on your own. Like you're just instantly with someone that you've been with all through high school. Like it's super familiar. It's just really
Right.
comfortable. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but I don't know. I do feel like you miss out on a lot. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mars, I think you had a kid young, right?
I did.
But honestly,
I was like, I'm just gonna stay quiet.
well, I mean, first 10, I mean,
yeah.
right?
So I mean, I had my kid young.
Mhm.
Had I had say with his dad, shit would have been way different,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But luckily, I've been able to like learn myself a little bit. Still learning myself, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, fuck no. I wouldn't. No, because like,
But see, I think you're
staying
one of
with
the few.
someone for
Go ahead.
that long is just like, yeah, you don't get to discover yourself. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're with someone for so long, like your identity is kind of like in that person almost. if that
Right,
makes
exactly,
sense,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's almost like borderline like codependency a little bit,
No,
maybe.
definitely,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
in
got
a
it.
sense.
And I think it comes from both sides without even realizing, like,
Right, right.
because you don't know what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Like, you
That's
just-
true. Yeah.
Unless you watch it in other people, but you still don't know that feeling. Like, it's just you're extremely codependent.
Yeah.
I would feel like.
Yeah, seriously. That is a
Yeah.
trip.
That's crazy.
And I was going to say, I honestly think, because I mean, in general, aside from you being a baby mother, I feel like you're actually one of the few people that's like proactive about their life and gives a fuck about their life and trying to progress and trying to figure out the answers of why you feel a certain way and all that,
I mean,
right?
like, also, my son plays a huge role in that.
Oh.
You know, because I'm like, I have a whole like human
That's
that
interesting.
I'm responsible for. Like,
Right.
I have to figure out who I am, what I'm about.
Right.
Like,
And you got to pass it on.
exactly. Like, I can't
Got
just
it.
be like this person like existing.
Right,
and
right,
just, You know what I mean?
I mean,
doing whatever the fuck I want.
and there's
whenever I
people that
want.
do
like,
that.
I have, exactly, but I have to like set the example. Like, you have to evolve, right? And you have to like grow into who you're supposed to be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, who is he going to see that from?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
And that's the thing. So it's like, let's say you never had Ben. It's like, would you even? Or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drop the name drop. My bad.
No.
Let's say you didn't have your child, right?
Right.
Like, would you be as, like,
I would be a totally different person. I don't even think I would be here.
Right?
I don't think I would be here, honestly.
Yeah.
But
so it's an interesting thing. So it's almost like he almost pushed you to be that better person when it's like we don't know if you would have been there. I don't know.
No, for sure. I don't think so at all.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
That's a trip. Well, I'm glad that you're being
shout
progressive.
Out to my baby.
Yeah, shout out. Well, shout out Ben. I know last time he came.
Shout out Ben.
You're like, Ben, go look at this
I
episode.
will show him this. He's always like, when you're on the podcast, can you show me what you talk about? It's not always that appropriate, baby, but I'll show you like clips here and there.
Yeah, just be like, I'll just show you the clip where we call you out, and then that's it.
Exactly. I'm like, here, you're famous now.
He didn't shout out my IG.
He's always like, I'm a YouTuber mom. Like, for sure.
One thing that I want to point out about the fact that, like, is interesting, but these three women that are here all have that same thing in common as far as being, like, progressive about trying to, like, better who they are as a person, try to understand who they are, and y'all do the work. And the thing is like, the reason why I know is because every other week we're fucking going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but see, that's the, and like that's almost part of it. Like, like people who aren't even trying to better themselves are still gonna go through like the hardships of life. So you might as well just fucking try to figure it out because you're gonna be going through the bullshit anyway.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
The longer you run, like, either way, you're gonna have to face it.
But tell me, it's not a worse situation when you're older and you got to deal with all that shit.
It is. It's like almost like a slap in the face because it's like you realize like how much you ignored and how much you didn't do for yourself. And like
literally, yeah.
The longer you run, the harder it is.
I
agree.
Like I'm only 23 and I'm still really young, but I feel like I think a lot too. Like, if I were to do things right for myself, like starting back from when I was 18, I feel like I would have had it a lot easier for myself now.
Definitely.
But I try not to dwell too much in the past because I'm like, if I didn't make the mistakes I've made now, like even this young, then, I wouldn't appreciate just going through all the, like, the trials and tribulations I've gone through.
Right.
And I feel like starting right now when I'm like 25 or 26, I think I'd be a little more level-headed and be like, okay, like, this didn't work when you were 23.
Right.
Now this will work at this age because you've learned from
right.
stuff like that. So.
I mean, and even when I was 25, I'm like, bro, there's no way I could have a family right now.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 26, I was like, dude, there's no way. 27, I'm definitely a lot more stable, I feel like. But see, 24, 23, 25, like, that shit is so, like, developmental times in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just seems like, I don't know. Look, so here's the tweet. It says, your 20s is really just a constant state of losing and finding yourself over and over again, and it's god awful. And then my reply to it was like, that's if you're actually doing the work to progress, because there's people going through that shit and they're not even making the effort to try to progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and it even speaks to me as far as like our parents, like, because they were probably so unstable jumping into family situations, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm 27. My parents had me when they were 23, 19. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much, like, that wasn't, I don't know. I just feel like they weren't ready. You know what I mean? But we just do what we got to do, We do what we got to do, and we still try to keep it work, try to make it work, right? But that's crazy.
Don't point at me.
I mean, you're doing it,
you're
though.
right, though.
You're doing
right.
it, though. You know what I'm saying?
And you still put in the work, like, having him, like, that's a lot. And, like, some people can't even do it alone. And, like, for you to do it, like, with your son, like, it means a lot. And, like, that's going to show for him, too.
Because even earlier in our relationship, when we would talk, like, we're literally going through the same turmoil. And then I'm like, damn, she has a son, too. Like, I don't know.
We were just talking about last week, too, like, how when you put in the work, like, how a lot of people don't want to do it just because it's so lonely. Like, you just...
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Like,
we could all relate.
It is, because, like... For so many reasons, it's lonely. Like, you realize...
That's part of it, too, actually.
Yeah, you can't have the same people... if you want them, or people you care about aren't putting in the work, and like you can't
keep up with you.
Yeah,
right?
you can't keep putting yourself backwards in the same situations. Like, it's not worth it. And there's like a certain part in your growth where you just start cutting people off, or you just realize like that you can't keep going, like staying in the same place for certain people, and like that just it makes it so lonely. It feels wrong, but it's
exactly. It does.
Your environment matters.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Like,
Yeah,
a ton.
I agree.
I agree with
that.
like how people say that you are like the people you surround yourself with. I think that's so important.
Oh,
and
I feel like that's so clear to me now.
Sure.
Like, for sure.
Yeah, you especially.
Yeah. Ox.
Yeah, ox.
A little bit.
I mean, I'm just not saying
I know
like
what you mean,
especially, but
though.
like recently, like you're
Yeah,
learning that
yeah.
right
Yeah,
now,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
So,
on a serious level, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it's been, I mean, fuck, it was hard. It's hard though too. See, and I saw another tweet. Somebody was saying like, I don't know why people flex about cutting people off. That shit literally hurts my chest. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? You know
no,
what I
it
mean?
does
Like,
hurt, but like you
Yeah.
still have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's just part of the.
Nobody's saying it doesn't hurt.
Exactly.
Nobody ever said that.
Yeah. I know, it was just like she
Like-
said it, but people like to show off like they do that, and they never. They probably.
And they have no fucking emotions.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I'm saying?
bullshit.
Exactly,
It's bullshit.
exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, we're on the road to healthy
Yes.
lifestyles.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Relationships.
too, you know what
Yes.
it did too? It humbled me more. You know, like I would complain on the podcast, like, man, I wish I had my ego because I want to have like a certain drive that I used to have, and then it's just not the same, you know. But like after that situation happened where I like cut out a lot of negativity from my birthday episode and shit, like I got more humbled. I'm like, fuck, dude, like I'm just gonna end up like a fucking priest or some shit. Like, god damn. God said, fuck you. You got no gallbladder, no hairline, or friends. You know?
You don't need nothing.
But it ain't been nothing. You know? Jesus Christ.
You gotta cut my laugh out of that.
Nah, I want it in there.
No
Amazing.
letter.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Mars, dude.
That's how you hear me.
Gallbladder. Oh man, that was a good one. So you all
Okay, serious. We're good.
we're good.
Alright,
Okay,
that's
to
not
get that
funny.
out.
You're not even funny.
Okay. She's like sweating and shit. She's fucking sweating over there. Earlier, I almost had to knock Mars out again. She
Shut
started-
up, bitch! You didn't do shit.
Damn.
You want to fight on camera? Let's go.
Nah, I only fight for money. I'm just kidding. We were talking
Brittany, you
about.
got 50 on whoever wins.
She's getting 50 no matter what. So let's see. Okay, so you guys missed out on the strippers.
I was
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you guys missed out. There's gonna be another episode.
Tell us.
And honestly, I mean, they like my group, so I think they'll like come through and hang out and shit. You know, do some more shows and shit like that. Brittany, how did you? Okay, so today's Saturday. Thursday, we had my homie Jimmy and his friend J Rock come through, and they stripped for us. They threw on a little show
Yeah.
for Janine and Brittany.
yeah.
How did you like the show, Brittany?
I don't know. I was telling
Give us a
Mars,
review.
5 stars, 4 stars.
Mars would have been all over that. I already know it.
It was fun. Like, it was so unexpected that I don't know. I just, like,
'Cause I
and
invited
I've
both of
never
you,
done
too.
anything like
Yes.
that. So, like, it was just different. And they, like, did a whole ass show. So, it was cool. Like, I liked it. And,
Yeah.
like, it was fun. Like, it was just, like, a whole fun vibe. And, like, Janine made it fun as hell. So,
Yeah.
it was cool. Like, I liked it a lot.
And those dudes got like good energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they do. Yeah.
They seem like they're professionals. Like they know what they're doing. They know
They're
how to like
super
keep it
hyped.
comfortable
Yeah.
and hyped. Yeah.
And they had like
That's
all the
cool.
props and everything. So,
Props?
yeah, we had dollar bills everywhere,
Tell me
girl.
more.
Yeah, they had the. They
She's
had
like,
the
next time I will be here for sure.
yeah, they had the costumes.
You gotta get flipped up on.
Yeah, motherfucker did a backflip off her fucking
Damn.
shoulders and shit. I don't know what the fuck. Doing handstands on her forehead.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
She's all that shit hurted.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty sick. You guys should have came.
Yeah.
I would love to be
Next
a
time.
Next
hat.
time.
I feel
Next
like
time, yeah.
You said-
stripping would be so fucking fun.
You said you'd be down to be a stripper?
I'm just nervous because I feel like And I mean, just like in this generation, especially, everything is such a competition, especially as a woman. And I think that's one thing that stops me from just going out there doing that.
Honestly, I feel like that stops most women.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, just the fear of, like, just getting fucked with while you're there. You're not having a good time anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're, like, worried about getting your shit stolen or fucked. I don't know, right? Fucked with? Yeah. But I guess we should have had a stripper on here to kind of enlighten us, maybe, no? I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. Mars, you down to be a stripper?
I think you should.
Crickets.
I mean, it's just
if I didn't have a child, I would be a stripper for sure.
Got it. But because you have one,
But because I have one, no.
No deal.
Yeah.
Got it. Even if he's plus 18 plus, can't do it?
Can't do it.
What about you? Would you do it?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm an old ass stripper.
I would be your regular.
Yes.
I would throw hundreds, baby, for you.
I dance for you.
Yes, please.
Keep going. That's what's up. I know. Earlier we were talking about throwing a stripper pole in here. We should probably do that.
I think we should. Right in the middle.
I've been working on my core strength.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Fucking pole
like
break. We get kicked out of here. All right, that's it.
Break the whole roof.
There's a hole in the roof. Oh fuck!
What happened there? It's a long story.
Long story.
Yeah, that's the last straw for you. That after that, they're done.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
you're out.
Yeah, they're like, dude, there's a hole in the wall. You're done. Get the fuck
We're
out.
done with you.
I mean, I barely have any room in here, so I mean, it might have to go in the middle or my room. It could. I mean, you know what I was thinking though?
Well, you have Victor in your room. You can put a stripper pole.
Yeah, it's huge in there, right?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and so
stripper pole's way better than Victor. No offense, Victor, if you're watching this. Bye.
I mean, I might have to side with you on that. You know what I mean? I mean, I think he would side with you too. Yeah, seriously.
The bitch, you didn't lie.
And I mean, because I was thinking of actually like fixing it up in there, like put like a little like what are those like comforter couches or whatever.
Okay.
And then put the fucking TV in there so that if we're recording out here, people could just kick it in there. I don't know.
I feel like it's a good idea.
Right? I don't know. Yeah, that way it's not super loud, but then if people want to stay out here, they can. I don't know. And then we could just throw the stripper pole in there.
Get some
like
lights
that.
in there and shit.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Set up like a little setup for like the OnlyFans and shit, you know?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What you gotta do.
So can we talk about the OnlyFans that I want to start or no?
Talk about it.
All right, cool. So I'm thinking about doing starting an OnlyFans, and it's basically gonna be for like X-rated vlogs, and so it'd be like a normal vlog, and then whenever the sex part whatever happened throughout that week is when I would throw it in there, and it would just be like a X-rated vlog on the OnlyFans. What do you guys think?
Is it just sex, or is it just like everything X-rated, like drugs,
that you can't
all
post?
Yeah, I guess, right? I guess it would be like the drugs and shit too.
I feel like it should be.
I mean, I don't really do drugs that much, but
a bigger audience, like
if I did him,
the more you put, you know what I mean?
the more X-rated stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because that's why they're paying. They want to see as X-rated as possible. That makes sense.
Because like, I feel like you have like a lot of wild shit on camera.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not necessarily sexual, but people want to see that.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what
I think
mean?
you're right.
Like,
yeah, I think we could do that. I think we can make it work.
Probably.
We could figure it out.
That'd
You
be
know what I
cool.
mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It's just an idea, but
I think it's a good idea.
You think
Something
so?
to think about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
for
still been
sure.
thinking about it for a while, but we'll see how it goes. So like,
Do it.
okay, yeah, I think I will.
Convinced.
Honestly, I only think like I think the only thing that I haven't, the reason why I haven't is because like I don't know if I've gotten full like permission to use it for the people who've been in it in some of the clips. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't
That's
know.
important.
I think yeah. So,
Yeah.
I think that's like the main reason I haven't, but I'm with it though. You know, we'll see how it goes. Have you guys ever like? Because you guys don't necessarily have to have an OnlyFans, but have you guys ever shot for an OnlyFans or anything like that, like with someone?
I've sent like titty pics, but I don't know.
For your OnlyFans?
For my own, like, you know.
You just be sending nudes, like whatever's.
No, I don't send nude. I only send them to one person. Why am I saying this on camera? I send them to one person, but I mean, I feel like
you don't like sending nudes.
no.
Okay.
I'm with you. I don't
don't.
like sending nudes.
I
Like
don't.
full nudes, I don't like them.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like
on
nudes
camera,
are
it's not my
special.
thing.
You know, like
Okay.
I would
know
rather
about
have
that.
someone
I
see
just-
my titties in person
Right.
rather than sending them through like
Right.
an image.
Mars is quiet over there.
I just don't take my own, like, I don't know. I don't
I get
take
what you're saying,
like
yeah.
pictures of myself on my body, but like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not that like I feel anything about them because I probably would, but I just don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know.
Well, see, I kind of feel like that about selfies. I feel like I'll take selfies, but I feel like I don't do them that much because they're just not my thing. You know what I mean? But if I don't take one, I'll never post content, and I need to post content. You know, so like, but I mean, like, you know, the IG photos are like cool enough. You know, I mean, that's the only time I don't take a picture of myself. You know what I mean? I don't fucking know. I'm just saying. I mean, I know it's a little bit different when it comes to nudes and shit. When it comes to nudes. I honestly don't really care to send it either. If they want it and they ask for me, like, I'll do it. You know, it's not like a big deal. Like, I'll
Do
be
you guys
yeah,
like
sure.
nudes from dudes?
Nudes from
Oh,
dudes.
I love me some solicited meat mail. I love it.
Some solicited meat mail? Damn. God damn.
Hell yeah, Mars. I like that too.
Cheers.
Cheers to unsolicited meat mail.
No, not unsolicited. Solicited.
Solicit.
We like it. I like it when it's
consensual.
consensual.
Yes.
So, you know,
When she wants
if
it.
you are
It's
my
cons-
boo, or, you know,
Not the randoms.
send me the meat mail. If you're a random,
Don't do it.
Don't.
Got it.
You might get stabbed. But
So basically, guys, let it be consensual and then do it.
if it's
Yeah.
consensual, keep it coming.
Yeah.
Because receiving a random, like, I've received a random dick pic, like, in the middle of the day, going about my fucking business. And I'm
Right.
like, what the fuck? Like, it's 3 p.m. and you're sending me a picture of your dick. Like,
Like rock hard.
yeah,
He's like this, like, just
Just like not ready for this right now. Like, haven't even shaved.
Dry as
Like, how dare you send this to me?
in the middle of the fucking day.
Yeah, that's wild.
But I just feel like with nudes, like, I'm not against it, like, do your thing, but I just feel like for myself personally, I feel like nudes, like, I don't know if the word is, not like sacred, but I just don't like to send them to someone random because, like, anybody can do anything with those photos.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that makes
literally
sense.
the, like, technology we have and, like, the generation we're in, like, that shit could end up online.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't trust people.
Yeah.
right.
So,
I got this crazy story
No
about
face, no
that.
case.
I feel like I might have said it on here. I'm not sure yet. So, a long time ago, I forgot how long ago, like a couple years back. And it was when I was actually fucking with Facebook. And there was like a fake profile on Facebook, and they DM'd me. They're like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" It's like some hot chick or whatever. And we're talking and like whatever. We're sexting and shit. You know what I mean?
Catfish again.
Yeah. Dead ass. So they FaceTime me. They're like, "Hey, FaceTime me." I'm like, "All right, cool." And I FaceTime them.
Put your dick on the phone.
I want to pick them now.
So we FaceTime.
Rob was like, okay.
Yeah, so we FaceTimed on the Facebook app. There's like a live FaceTime shit or some shit like that. Yeah. So we were doing that, and like she was responding to me as we're talking, and I'm like, oh, what? And she's like, as she's talking to me, she's like rubbing her pussy. She's like sticking her fingers in there, showing her tits, and she's like, take your dick out, right? Yeah. So I'm like taking my dick out, and like, what's up, you know? And like we're just stroking, talking and shit. And then as we're doing that, it like shuts off like a black screen. I think I did say it on the podcast?
I don't know.
I told you about it though,
Yeah,
right?
you told me. Okay.
I feel like you said that maybe on our episode, but that got lost.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
maybe.
we definitely talked about this on the podcast,
Okay,
but
got
I feel
it.
like it didn't make it.
Right.
to
Okay.
YouTube.
Yeah. So then it cut off, and it said like, oh, you've been recording this whole time. I said bullshit, and they showed me fucking jacking off with my face in the camera. I was like, oh fuck, you're not bullshit. And then it said, send me, and
I read the story and I'm still like,
it said send me $20,000, or I'm going to show this video to your family.
Rob was like, I have $3.
Yeah. And then I was like thinking to myself, like, do I care? I was like, do it. And then like family members like were hitting me up and calling me like, hey, do you know who this is? I'm like, yeah, it's like a fake profile. Don't listen to it. They're like, oh, because they're saying that they know you and like there's other. I'm like, nah, it's fake. He's like, all right. So I don't know if they actually sent the video or not. But I had to get to a point where I'm like, do I give a fuck if my family sees this? You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck no, fuck it.
I would have been shitting bricks, dude. I don't know what the fuck I would do.
Really?
I would've been so-
Why? I don't know. I mean, I guess it might be different for a guy though, right?
Right.
I was like, send it to my mom, bitch. Send it to my mom. Do it. She seen it. She saw it before.
Oh my god.
She saw it. You know?
Pause. My stomach hurts.
I'm just saying, right? I mean, she raised me. Come on now. Whatever. I don't think she wanted to see it in that context, though.
That's different. It's different.
But I guess it never really happened because no one ever approached me, or they were too embarrassed about it, probably.
Oh my god.
You know? That's my, I think that's my second catfish situation, technically.
Your first, yeah.
My first one, yeah.
Your first. You went and did it again.
Yeah.
Lesson not learned.
Facts. Yeah. Well, Mars wanted to talk about sex, so she's over there like just laughing. What's up?
Oh, I want to.
Oh, now you nervous now? What's up? Where we at?
Oh,
What's
we can
up?
talk about anything, but I feel like that's my life.
You still got your bra on?
I took my bra off.
You took it off?
Why,
Oh,
what's
okay. You're a
up?
little bit more comfortable now?
I'm very comfortable.
You like that?
I do like that.
Yeah? Okay, cool. That's what's up.
You're stupid.
Is everybody comfortable in here?
We can
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Hell yeah. I like that.
We can talk about sex.
We can.
What are we talking about?
Let's talk about... So, like, okay,
Give us something to work with.
our lady orgasm's the same as men. So basically, the longer we save it, the bomber it is when we nut. Is that not how girls work?
I
No?
feel like, yeah, that's kind of true.
But I thought
for
like
me.
girls just go without fucking for like years, though.
Who said that?
Well, not Mars. I'm just kidding. But I feel like girls are just more susceptible.
I'm not going years. No.
Well, no, well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like girls are just more susceptible to like not fucking as opposed to guys that want to fuck all the time. I feel
Well, because the thing is, I feel like guys will just fuck anybody and anything.
like right.
Most of the time. I'm not gonna say everyone, right?
I mean, I mean, it's a general thing, but I could probably agree with you on that.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
agree.
you know what I mean?
Because I think we've talked about it before. Like you
Yeah.
said, like women just have options. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
They just
And
can.
yeah,
the
statistically.
thing is, like, I like to know that people want to fuck me. I don't really want to fuck you.
Oh, so you
know
like
what I
the
mean?
leverage, like the power thing?
I love to know that people want to fuck me. Like,
that's hot.
tell me how much you want me. Like, I will. No,
Okay.
I'm never gonna give you play though. No, nothing.
Right.
But that's not to say I go without.
Right, exactly.
That-
Yeah,
I don't go without dick,
You still
though.
pick
You
it
feel-
yourself.
you
Oh
feel
yeah,
me? But-
absolutely. We all know that Mars is never on a drought. She's
That's
still
not
on-
true. Sometimes I'm on a drought right
Yeah,
now.
but that's if you choose
Just a
to,
little
though.
bit. I did choose.
See,
to,
that's
though.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
That's true.
That's the point I'm trying to make. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it's all good. We're all happy out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is the orgasms the same or is it nah?
I feel like it is
I don't.
a little bit better when you wait.
Do you guys get like angry if you guys ain't
What do I
fucking for a
mean?
long time? Because guys literally like that's like a if we don't ejaculate like there's a phase where you just get really like irritated and shit and like
Yeah.
does that happen to women?
I can't speak for them. but
Yeah,
for
I'm like
me-
I don't know. I
Mars,
don't
yeah.
feel like I've been there.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are chilling.
Brittany's all, I don't know. I get fucked.
She said, "Don't ask me."
Brittany said, baby, I be coming, okay?
Yeah.
So what about me and my pussy?
That's gonna be like my intro to my podcast now. I be coming. Yeah. Yes, sir. Damn, that's wild.
I feel like it's hard. I don't know. Everyone's different, but personally speaking, I feel like it's hard to come. Like, I feel like it's.
Yeah, you're right
not
for women.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's not something like everyone can do. It's really about the motion of the ocean.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
the saying
I
goes,
agree.
you
Yeah,
know?
the
Like,
technique. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
and I feel like as women too, we're more intimate. We appreciate the smaller things like being touched and just things like that. And I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like there's men out there that don't know the woman's body.
Right,
like, at
right,
all.
yeah.
Like, so
We
it's a
just
little
gotta.
difficult.
Yeah, so we just gotta figure that shit out. We fucking
Yeah.
up as men out here.
Some
getting
facts,
getting our nuts and dipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and this is wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, question
I agree
though.
with you.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said you're 23.
Yes.
How old are the men that you mess with?
Ooh, that's a
I
good
would
question.
like to know.
Okay, I'm gonna be very honest.
Be
I'm
honest.
very much more into older men. I mean, I have hooked up with men that are my age, but I noticed my age range is like 25 to like 27. I don't know why.
Not
I'm
old enough.
More so I don't know why I'm more so like attracted to older men.
Yeah.
But I think I've just naturally like gravitated more towards older men.
Yeah, fun fact, they said that women actually prefer men that are like 2 or 3 years older than 2 or 3 years older than them typically.
Yeah.
But so that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Mars? What's the oldest? Let's hear it. Or what age range we fucking with over here? She's fucking with like sugar daddies or what?
So I'm 24. Normally I like guys who are like 28 to 34.
Got it.
I like significantly older than me.
Okay.
But I mean, that's just because that's why I asked. Like age wise, I feel like that's who can like satisfy me sexually and also emotionally.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense.
Like they're a little bit more developed, right?
Yeah.
Because their brain, y'all's brain don't develop till what, 25 or whatever.
Yeah, 25. Actually, it's 27.
Yeah.
And I think that's why women like men
like
older too, because like it takes men like longer to mature.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit more mature than my age. Typical women my age, mainly because I have my child young
that
and
makes
whatnot.
Sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I do like
pretty
older
young
men
too.
Yeah, I do like older men for sure. But
And it's crazy because like some of the stories I hear from I mean, look, I used to be a fuckboy. I'm not gonna lie, like that was me, right? I used to do shit like stupid shit, but like, it's crazy because I just think men in general are just more likely to stay that way. So, because I've even heard stories that you've told me, and I'm sure that they're significantly older, and they're still on that fuckboy shit. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if they were younger, it would just be like a fucking headache. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Why you would want to go older? Because it just makes more sense.
I feel like the older they are, like the less chances of dealing with some bullshit you're gonna have.
I agree. And it just sounds like you're over that toxic fucking yes, we're done here.
Away from me.
Yeah, I get that. What about you, Brittany? What's the age range?
I feel like the cap is like 34.
34?
Yeah, but I'm 29. Like that's only like 5 years older than me, but I feel like I don't know.
Wait, what did you say your cap was?
34 for the oldest.
Yeah, okay.
I've never like really been into like guys super older, like a lot older than me. Like I think the oldest has been like 2 or 3 years older than me, but never like much older. Which is interesting because like I've always felt like I was super mature, but I don't know what it was. Like I was never attracted to someone like a lot older than me.
Yeah. Got it. For me, I've always dated older, like not on purpose. It just happened that way. Usually it didn't really matter to me. Like, I don't know. It didn't really matter to me. But as far as like the oldest, I think it was like 33 for me. But the thing that
How old were you?
I was 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, but the thing with that though was like, I might have still been a little bit too young. But even now when I think about the older chicks, because there was one that was 30, there was one that was 30. The other one that was 33, I think. Did I say 33? Yeah. They kind of were too like set, like they were comfortable already, like they were settled, like they just wanted me to just come out, like, you know what I mean, like they didn't want to do shit, right? They're just like kind of old, like the old vibe.
Yeah, I think that's what I feel about older guys too. They're super traditional, like it's.
That makes sense too.
I'm like. I don't know, maybe I'm extremely progressive, but like I am more progressive than traditional. Like I'm so like guys that are older, I feel like most of them are about like traditional relationships and wanting women to be a certain way and play certain roles, and like I've just never been like about that. So like it's been hard for me to just like conform to that and be okay with that.
Yeah, got it. Okay. And now, and let me ask you a question. Do you think if they approached you with those same kind of like expectations in a more progressive way, do you think it would happen?
What do you mean?
Like, because they might be approaching you like, look, it's like this and that's it. Maybe they're like, I want it to be like this, but I can work with you.
Then that's different. I feel like that is more progressive, and it's not like
got it
black and white, because it's like it isn't just one way, and like I'm not just one way, like, and I'm not willing to like give that up, like I don't really care. So I think that like if you're willing to give and take, then like that says something that's like more progressive, and like definitely I'd be about that, like
got
for
it.
sure. Yeah.
One thing that I am always curious to know about people is like what like ethnicity do you attract the most? That's like always a really interesting thing.
That is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
We'll start with you.
Start with you.
Lexi.
I have noticed that Mainly, it's African American males that I attract the most.
Right. Is there a specific ethnicity that you would like to attract more?
Not that I would like to attract more. I mean, I personally am more attracted to Latino men.
Right.
Like, that's my preference.
Got it.
And I feel like I've had conversations with people about this, and they kind of, like, make it seem as if I'm discriminating, but I just like what I like. Like, I would be open to dating any other race.
Right.
But I prefer Latino men, but I've noticed that a lot more it's African American males that I attract.
Got it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I attract black men.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just
And
like black men?
That's my preference, yeah.
Nice.
There's a reason for that. Not that I'm comfortable sharing on camera.
Got it.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I would not like to attract Hispanic men. No.
Okay.
Stay away from me.
That's fair.
I mean, they're cool too. It's not to say I don't attract them, and I'm not attracted to them once in a while, but my preference is black men, yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's black and Hispanic men for me, like both of them.
Yeah.
It's always been like that forever, so it's just always how it's been. And it's interesting because, like, for a little part in time, like, I was curious because, like, being part Asian, like, I was like, why are Asian men attracted to me? Like, what is it? Like, because I feel like I've never, like, I don't
probably
know.
Intimidated.
I think that's what it is. Because, like, because I'm like,
Yes.
Sexy ass bitch.
Is there... Oh, go ahead.
No, what?
I forgot.
No, what?
Did you lose it? Okay.
Yeah, I did lose it.
I was going to say... my question was, like, is there an ethnicity that you would, like, maybe would like to attract more, or just have more experiences with? Not necessarily get in a relationship with, maybe just get more experience on? No?
I think I was, like, curious about Asian men. I think that's why I was, like, questioning, like, why don't Asian men like me? But then, like, as I'm older, like, I feel like most of my relationships or most men I've dated have been, like, Hispanic men. So that's pretty much, like, kind of what it always goes to for me. But, like, and I don't mind that. Like, I don't. But I think I was just always interested, like, why not Asian guys? But it was just never something that happened for me either. So, like, I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah. For me, I attract a lot of mainly black women and then Hispanic women after that, which is cool, interesting, you know. I'm not opposed to any ethnicity. Like, I would date, like, any ethnicity. I'm cool with it. I think the main thing that I give a fuck about the most is the fact that, like, even if they're a little bit progressive, because if you're progressive at all, you're more susceptible to, like, being open to accept a different culture that's not yours. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, like, a big part of it, too, is just someone who's cultured. Like, who is just, like, open-minded and willing to, like, try other cultures outside of their own and, like, take in other things, too.
Yeah, because I think ultimately, as a progressive person, it's going to just check off all those boxes as far as, like, accepting who you are as a person, because they know they're not the same ethnicity. So they're going to have to, like, get used to just different types of cultures, and if they're cool with that, cool, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter what ethnicity they are. If they're progressive, they're going to accept you for who you are and be okay with it.
I really like Persian men.
Okay.
She's exotic.
I like Persian men.
Yeah.
They're not really progressive.
You're right.
They kind of, like, clash, because the thing is they like me until they see that, like, I'm a little bit outside of the box.
Yeah.
And they want to put me in the box.
Balling.
And bitch, I'm a fucking hexagon. I don't even know what that is.
Oh my god.
But you feel me?
Yeah. You're right. You on point.
There you go, Mark.
You're onto something.
I got what you said.
I did. So did I. It made sense. It made perfect sense.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's
it's
up.
Like,
hell yeah. That's cool.
So if you're Persian and you're progressive, you know, and you're cute, hit me up. If not, stay the fuck out my DMs.
Persian or get the fuck out.
Literally.
Persian and progressive.
The type of women that I would like to have more experience with is white women, but just for the experience, that's it, you know.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to be careful how I say this. Okay. So, like I said, I would date any race, but I'm not really for dating Caucasian men because, like we said, like, they just don't have culture.
Yeah.
And I would prefer someone that has culture. Like, I'm mixed. So I come from 3 different types of cultures. And, like, I'm very, like, experienced with stuff like that. So I feel like dating someone that is Caucasian would be very, like, different and odd and, like, hard for me to really relate to. Cause,
right.
I agree with that. Like,
that makes sense, actually. I didn't even think about that, but that makes a lot of sense.
I was in a relationship with someone for, like, 4 or 5 years, and he was just, like, white guy, and I love his family. She, like, his mom, his sister, super nice with me, did so much for me, but, like, same, like, I just feel like there was just such, like, a lack of things that we could relate on, because we grew up so different. Like, I was mixed, I had different cultures in my family, and it was just, like, so different, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't. I think that's why, like, for me, like, I don't really, it's not that I'd mind race at all, but it's just, like, that's why I don't gravitate towards, like, white men, I think, because I've had that experience, and, like, I know where it, like, takes me, so it's...
Right, that makes sense. That's interesting. That's a good point. And, like, it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but I just think it's interesting. I think when it comes to Caucasians, and they're interested in getting to an ethnicity other than theirs, I feel like it has something to do with that. Like, they're actually hungry for some type of culture.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know? And
For
they want to experience that in some way or another, you know? So that's probably why they kind of go out of their race to date. And I just think the times, too, everybody's just open to date whoever. But that's an interesting point to bring up as far as, like, not having us any culture to kind of, like, live by or to maybe relate to.
And that's what it comes down to, just, like, the fact on relating on it.
That makes a lot of sense. That's interesting.
I feel like, too, like, it's kind of hard to date certain, like, if being mixed or anything, it's kind of, like, hard dating other races, too, because I feel like, personally, I'm not accepted, like, amongst, like, my ethnicity. Like, I'm Black, Mexican, and Filipino, so I feel like whenever I do speak to or, like, talk to someone that is Mexican, it's kind of like, she's Black, like, why is she here? Because, like, in Mexican culture, like, that, from what I've noticed, like, it's kind of, like, frowned upon to, like, bring, like, an African American, like, into your household. I don't know if that's...
I would agree with you on that.
You know?
I'd agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean...
I agree. That's definitely, like, a...
That's a thing for sure.
It's in the tradition.
Yeah, it's like I mean, one of my good friends, he's I don't even know if he's Salvadorian and Black, and I did get a little bit of resistance because of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely real for sure, and like that. But that's crazy how that you actually have to deal with that, and it's like, dude, I am Mexican. Like, you know what I mean? That's
it's a real thing. Like, you're not like Asian enough for the Asians. You're not Mexican for the
Right,
Mexicans.
I'm like, bitch, this is what I am.
I'm Hispanic, and they're like, well, do you speak Spanish?
No, bitch, but it's in my DNA.
Don't hate me.
I say everyone that's Mexican that doesn't speak Spanish, we need to take a fucking Spanish class. That's what I think.
No, for real, let's go.
Agree.
I'm down. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Come on now.
We slacking.
Some
a little
Duolingo.
bit. Come on. And then this could be a Spanish podcast. And our Mexican grandparents can jump on.
Yes.
You know? I low-key have been thinking about that idea. Like, I feel like our parents should jump on. We'll have a full therapy session on this bitch. Straight the fuck up.
That'd be cool.
Right?
Whose parents?
I think it'd be sick. Dude, listen.
Whose parents?
My
Don't invite me to that one.
I had a homegirl that was on here, and she said that her parents never told her that they love her.
Yeah.
But she lives with them, and they have a great relationship. But she's never been told
very
that.
real.
I like wanted to have her parents on here to just talk about shit.
I
Talk
never
about
grew up with
my
my grandparents
grandparents
saying "I love you" ever.
Oh,
my
yeah.
grandma will say that,
Shit.
but my
Weird.
grandpa, no.
Yeah.
The other
That's wild.
day, well, my grandpa's really sick.
Yeah.
The other day, I've never heard him say "I love you" to me, to nobody. The other day, we all like gathered in front of his house for like a prayer night, and he was inside the house because he had to like keep his mask, and he's going through chemo, so you know what I mean.
Oh, chemo?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And so we were all outside the house, and I kind of just like peeked my head in, and I was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he was like, "I really appreciate you guys being here. You know, I love you guys all so much." Bro, my heart stopped. Like, I've never, ever heard him say that.
Yeah.
And, like, we talk about that as a family. Like, he will never say that to anyone.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. Like, I know my grandpa loves us,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
He will never say it. And when he said that, I was like, say it again. Like, I will remember that moment for the rest of my life.
Awesome.
You know, that
Hell yeah.
was like so special to me.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's very common that it's like
that
Yeah,
people
I
don't get
agree.
I love yous.
Yeah,
and shit.
I agree. Yeah, or even like being like affectionate with your parents. Like, it was never a thing for like my parents to like hug me and like say I love you. Like, that wasn't a thing. So like,
Right.
I remember being older and in high school, like when I started making like close friends, like I thought it was so different to have friends who would like hug you and like tell you I love you and stuff. Like, I
Yeah.
definitely had to get used to that because it wasn't something I grew up in.
Right,
So
right.
like, it was like comforting. It felt good. Like, it was different, but it was not normal like
Mhm.
at all.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Damn. That's
Wow,
crazy.
is this something that we share all in common?
I know.
No affection?
Is that you too over there?
Yeah,
okay.
My mom is, and this is just not to get into her personal business, but
Right.
like from her upbringing, like her mom passed away when she was like 7, so she grew up with my grandpa, and my grandpa was always at work, and you know, he had his like trials and tribulations, and he's not affectionate. Like you were saying about your grandpa, like the first time I ever heard my grandpa say that he loved me when he was on a plane, and I was on the phone with him before he got on the plane, and he said I love you, and it like totally like took me back, because I was like, yo, like he shows me that he loves me, but to hear him say it, like that shit like slapped me in the face. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like
Yeah.
this is nice.
Like, do I hang up yet, or
Yeah.
wait? Fuck.
It's nice to hear, you know, like especially
Yeah.
like from like your parents or something like that, especially like if they're not very affectionate people.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, the magnitude of what it actually means sounds great. Like, the way you guys are explaining it, because it makes sense, and it's hard for me to relate because I didn't grow up that way. My parents were, well, at least my mom was, and even my dad to a certain extent was affectionate. You know what I mean? They did tell you I love you and stuff like that. My dad didn't come from that, though. You know what I mean? So it was always hard for him, but you know, he did his best and stuff. So. But
It's interesting because like I think that all of us are like, even though we didn't get that, like we're still like affectionate people and like loving people.
Yeah, of
So it's like
course.
we don't
Yeah.
miss out on that, or like we
Yeah.
don't like aren't bitter from that.
Well,
so like
see,
it's interesting.
I think the
yeah.
thing is, like, when you lack that as a child, like as an adult, you need it. Like,
Most
Right.
definitely, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I need that. Like,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And like, I think what's interesting about that is like, same but for a different reason. Like what you just said, I feel I need that, maybe because I don't have it outside of my parents' house, you know what I'm saying, but also because I'm the only child too, so I definitely
That's
savor
different.
my
Yeah, that's
friendships. I
true.
definitely you know what I mean. Oh, I was like, I thought someone was knocking
No,
on the
I'm
door.
sorry. I'm
no,
just
oh, no,
moving
you're
my
good.
seat.
Oh, you're good. You're fine. No, you're fine. But yeah. So yeah, I feel like we have that similarity for a different reason, at least for me. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, I was talking about okay, the other day I was talking about like someone with siblings dating an only child,
Okay.
and how interesting that is.
Wait,
what was that?
I know what.
Someone, okay, so like me, someone with siblings, dating someone
Yeah.
who is an only child.
Right.
What an experience. I've never dated someone who's only child until recently.
Okay.
And
how the fuck was that? Not well.
I mean, it was fine. It was cool.
Okay.
I told you.
Okay.
We talked about it.
Oh,
On
was
the
that the
phone.
last?
That was the guy who I went out with.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
All right. I was telling you
The one
about
we
it.
just talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It was different in the sense, like, I felt like I could just tell he was a very, I don't want to kind of call him like selfish.
Self-centered.
Self-centered would probably be a better word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds less than selfish, but it's
But it's like that sense of like they only really have to worry about themselves, essentially, right?
Yeah,
and their
yeah.
parent or whatever parent is involved, if that's the case.
right.
But there was that sense of like, oh my god, like you've never had to worry about anyone but you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never dealt with that before.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't ever want to deal with that again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, because it's like,
Yeah.
it's no.
Yeah. It's just not your vibe. It's not the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot
no.
of entitlement. There's a lot
But
of.
I had never realized that,
That
and
it
I
would've
never
made a
really
difference.
put any thought into that
Yeah.
either. But I had never just
That's interesting.
attracted someone who
Yeah.
was an only child, so it was like
I thought
experienced
about
this
it
and-
because like I've experienced that. I've actually a lot of like the people that I've dated have either been either an only child or like only have one sibling, which is interesting because I have 9 siblings. Like there's 10 of us, so like for me to like be drawn to someone who's an only child, and it's been more than once for me. So it's, and for me, I've thought about it and I've wondered why, and I think it's just like, I think they're drawn to the fact that like I'm like comforting, like I'm one of the older ones, and then like I'm drawn to the fact that like there's kind of just like a whole different feel to it. Like I haven't been able to figure it out, but like it's so interesting how that works. But I've experienced it, but like it's common for me.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I think that sorry,
no, you're good. Go ahead.
I think that like in my head, like single children, they have to like crave that, right? They probably like want someone who has like a big family or a lot of siblings because that's what they've desired. Most likely. I'm not saying that's always the case, but most likely they've probably wanted siblings. They've probably wanted like a bunch of people around them. They've never had that. Like you think about a lot of like people who are only childs. Right. They have a lot of friends. They have a lot of people around them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they like desire like a close, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they want
they don't have that in their
but they don't have it.
Okay,
so they seek it in like other ways, and like you know, relationships is like a big part of that.
Right. No, for sure. For me, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I can relate with the description that you made. However, I think it's very.
I'm not saying that's for everyone, but
yeah. And honestly, I think you might be accurate because see, like what you explained, like I'm not that way. Yeah. But every time I meet someone new, they always fucking say that like you don't seem like you don't give off the vibe like you're the only child. So maybe I'm just completely different from other only children that are grown.
You do give off a different vibe.
I can agree with that.
You're very like caring and nurturing.
You're considerate.
Considerate
is a good word.
Yeah, child for sure.
Yeah, no, only children aren't usually like that.
That's what I'm saying, and I feel like they've always said that. You know what I mean? Like whoever the fuck it was, but
you grew up with like your cousins and like them close. I guess that's still different, but
well, see, because like for me in middle school, like because I was the only child, and maybe I was just a slow learner too when it comes to like social settings and social cues. I was bad at it because I don't have the brother and sister dynamic. And so like even around my cousins I was annoying. Even around my friends I was fucking annoying. I barely had, you know what I mean? I barely had friends in middle school, barely had friends in high school. Like I did, but it wasn't like the real connection type. And then I feel like the social thing started to come around like when I was like 25 or something, and then when this came up, it helped me like escalate my social, I don't know, but I think by the time the podcast started I was already like good at like social settings, I think. And honestly, like my previous friend group that I'm no longer friends with, I actually practiced that, I think, with them, and I was able to kind of, because I remember there was a lot of just bullshit there because of me, you know. I was just like, you know, just off, but I figured it out there, and you know, just kept moving on.
I couldn't imagine growing up without siblings. Like,
how many siblings do you have?
In total, I have 7, but I grew up with 4, so I'm the middle child. Okay, but like my siblings are so cool. Like they're funny as fuck. Yeah, and each of them, obviously, everyone has their own different personalities. Like you can go to each sibling about a different problem, and they give you their different perspective. But like, I don't know. Like I couldn't imagine being an only child.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I give you props.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, see, what's crazy is like I got to an age where I was like, oh my god, I love being by myself, and then I was able to finally like be grateful for it. So then when I would have roommates or I would be around people too long, I'm just like irritated. Like, dude, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because growing up, I never liked having siblings. Like I never had privacy. I never had like I didn't like having I was like I can't do anything on my own. I always have to do everything for them. Like I didn't like it growing up, and it wasn't until I was like almost out of high school that I started appreciating my siblings, and now we all get along and like we can all hang out now and stuff. But growing up, like no, there's like, especially having 9 siblings, like nobody wants that. Nobody, and like we're just all in each other's space. So like no, I didn't like it at all. But it like growing up, I know how much it did for me, and I actually like loved it. But I remember feeling like I just didn't like it because I like didn't get the space.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the second oldest. I'm the oldest girl, but I have one older brother.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you a middle child?
Yeah.
Okay, see,
Problem child.
well, here's the thing. My cousin, who's been on this podcast before, Hannah, shout out, she actually told me that middle children are the easiest to get along with because they're like the mediators.
Oh, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mars is like, nah, I'm throwing blows.
I don't know about that because everyone could catch his hands, but
I don't know.
I was not the mediator. I think for me, I was definitely the antagonizer.
You were like the black sheep.
Oh, I was the problem child
Got
for
it.
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I was the one to start fights. I was the one to cause all the problems.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
But see, I guess what I meant to say was I get along with middle children the best, I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
yeah.
That's what I've come to learn, you know, because me and my cousin
I
Hannah.
think like middle children, for me, speaking for me,
In
I'm
your
not speaking,
experience,
you know, in general, for me, as a middle child, I feel like, or I have felt very like alone.
Yeah.
Like, very like my
That makes
family doesn't
sense.
understand me. My siblings don't understand me.
Yeah,
They have a totally different experience than I have had.
Exactly.
You know what I
But
mean?
I see, but that's what I'm saying. I think because of that,
Yeah.
something about that, for whatever reason, like it makes them more like more grounded, in my opinion. They're just more rational.
Middle children?
Yeah,
Oh, for
that's
sure.
what I think.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
They don't go around the world like waiting for like special treatment or something. But
Because
see,
we never got it.
that's what I'm saying. That's
the
what I
older
mean.
children got it. The younger
That was
child got
my-
it, and me, we got shit. No,
That
I'm
was
just kidding.
but see, and that was my
But it's
theory.
like, you know,
yeah, you weren't treated special, so
Yeah.
you actually like had to get in the world and just be normal and not fucking be treated all special and shit. And not to like talk shit, but it's just normal in a family situation where like, especially if you're like a woman and you're you're gonna get way more spoiled as a woman than a guy. But I mean, as the youngest, you're always gonna get spoiled. But ultimately, like, because especially if you're beautiful too, like everyone at this table is, like the world treats you a certain way, in a special way. And I feel like if you're a middle child and you're pretty too, you're still more rational, and usually it just works out. I think like my friendships work out better with middle children, in my opinion.
Interesting.
I don't know too many. What's interesting though is like I don't know too many like guys that are middle children, but I get
don't
along with
really
a
know
lot of
any
women.
guys that are middle children either. Do you?
Do I know any guys that are?
Yeah,
Honestly, no. I just feel as a
Yeah.
middle child, like, I feel like we just had the most shit put on us because obviously we're in the middle. But I think we just had it a little more harder. Like, we had more expected of us. At least in, like, my opinion. I don't know.
like all the fucking fairy tale emotions is wasted on the older and the younger. You just get the real shit now.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, like, well, they're older, blah, 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 and then, like, you have, like, your younger siblings, like, they're young, whatever.
Yeah,
and then there's
nurturing
you.
them and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and then they're just kind of like, well, there's you, so
Right, got it.
you're, I don't know.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting as fuck.
I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, hit
I
it.
do too.
I said we're already at an hour. You guys want to wrap it up? It's an hour and 2 minutes.
have to pee too.
I thought that was cool. We can do another one if you guys want. I mean, after we
down
take a
for
piss,
whatever.
figure it out.
I'm down. This is fun. But
All
it's
right.
up to you guys.
This is really fun. I feel like this has been such a good conversation.
Yeah,
like it's
it
just
went
been like
good.
it's flown into so many different things.
I just want to say,
We're all buzzed and we feel bomb and shit.
I do really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, same.
And I'm not saying that for the camera because honestly, our headphones are fucking. It's just like, you know, sometimes like it's nice to have a group of friends, but I appreciate being around people that are older than me because I feel like you guys give me a lot more insight. You guys are older, so you guys have been through more and you guys, you know, just experience more. But I just really appreciate just being around older people. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Not like bad, like old in a bad way.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having more older
We like
siblings.
having you here.
Yeah, we appreciate your presence here as well. Feels
All right,
good.
girls are taking a bathroom break.
Go take
All
a
right,
piss.
should I just sign off then? Fuck it.
Might be back.
Or let's just take a break. Fuck it. Just go to the
Okay.
bathroom. We'll take a break.
BRB.
So how's your first episode so far?
I loved it. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good one.
It was. You guys are funny as fuck. I can't like not laugh. Like,
Yeah, this is one of the laid back ones. Cause
I feel like this is like really good for your mental health.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
agree
that's
with
a good
you.
topic to talk about.
And like, we can talk about it when they come back. But that's a good one because like, that's the main thing that this podcast did for me. Like, outside of subscribers, views, all that bullshit, like I legitimately could be working like a swing shift, and then when I jump on here, I just get energy again. Like I'm locked in. We're having a genuine conversation,
Right.
Like, cause like the main thing that I realized was like when you're with your friends and you're trying to talk about something serious, usually the time that you have when you're hanging out with your friends is like usually that's like a coping moment, it's a coping time. So we don't really want to get too serious about what we're talking about. We just want to hang out,
Right.
You know, unless you're that type of person to like want to talk deep into life. Like I have a friend who was on that episode with me who talks about God, and we talk about shit like that on the, like without the mics.
Yeah.
So like, but he's very aware of the fact that he can't talk to anyone about that outside of a podcast situation.
Right, exactly.
Except me, you know?
Exactly.
So what this did is get people who don't do that and do it here.
Yeah.
Because they, like, it forces to actually listen and then respond to what they're saying rather than trying to talk over someone.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We actually wait and listen, and like that's like one of the hardest things for us to do in general as people. You know, we always want to get our point across and not listen. We always want to, you know what I mean? Shove our beliefs and ideologies down people's throats and things like that. And I think this changes that.
Yeah.
And it builds bonds. It like. It just, like you said, like it just feels good too.
It's just you're more like attentive.
Yeah.
You're very focused.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Like you want to add to the conversation, and like it's a trip how like it forces you to want to add value and like be engaged, and like it's nice. I like it a lot. All right, so we all decided that we're gonna sign off because we want to get fucked up. So if you made it this far, I love you. I appreciate you. And before we sign off, if you guys could please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Oh, yeah. And music's fire. Oh, that's what I meant.